NEWS.MC on Monaco Info is brought to you by Monaco Legend Properties. Bringing you news on Monaco's economy, culture, sports and more. Welcome to NEWS.MC, your English rendezvous on Monaco Info. Coming up on NEWS.MC, discover past week's top stories and meet the people who make Monaco.
My name is Nicholas Frankel. I'm the founder CEO of My Yacht Group, and you're watching NEWS.MC on Monaco Info.
What's been making headline in the past week? Thousands gathered in Monaco on New Year's Eve to celebrate the arrival of 2026 in a joyful and secure atmosphere. Families, friends and couples filled the streets of the Principality with Casino Square at the heart of the festivities. Visitors enjoyed the Christmas village, shared drinks and strolled among the illuminated stalls. As midnight approached, all eyes turned to the sky for the fireworks display that lit up Monaco in spectacular fashion. Music stages hosted DJs who kept the party going into the night, while queues formed outside popular nightlife venues. For many, it was a moment of tradition, emotion and celebration. As the clock struck 12, Monaco once again proved to be a magical place to welcome the new year. Happy 2026! While Monaco celebrated the arrival of 2026, behind the scenes over 70 police officers and 50 firefighters were on duty to ensure public safety throughout the night. This year's increased security presence, up from 60 officers in previous years, was deemed essential given the large crowds around Casino Square, the Christmas Village and the port. Police received a dedicated briefing, with Monaco's Minister of the Interior personally thanking teams for their vigilance. Firefighters at La Condamine Barracks had already responded to 20 calls by 8:30 p.m, anticipating further activity as the night progressed. Their presence, along with crowd guidance measures after the midnight fireworks, helped ensure the new year was welcomed safely across the Principality. Following the evacuation of the former Charles III College due to adjacent embankment works, Monaco has outlined a plan to ensure educational continuity for Annonciade high school students. Distance learning began on January 5th, with in-person classes expected to resume within 2 to 3 weeks. A delegation led by Minister of State Christophe Mirman inspected future sites, including the former ISM premises on Quai Antoine Premier, which will host 18 classrooms and support services. Modular buildings on Îlot Pasteur will add 22 classrooms by the end of January. School meals will be available at Charles III and Lycée Régnier III. Authorities assured families that all students will be accommodated safely and swiftly. While it's too early for final figures, Monaco's retailers and artisans are optimistic following a busy festive season. Crowds filled the Principality's streets with a strong presence of Italian visitors and other international tourists. Early January sales launched during this peak period, adding to footfall and reinforcing Monaco's retail appeal. According to Alexandre Pasta, chairman of the Monaco Union of Merchants and Artisans, professional service and multilingual staff remain key advantages over online retail. Holiday decorations, Casino Square's social media buzz, and popular events like the Christmas market contributed to Monaco's allure. The joint efforts of SBM, the princely government, and Monaco's town hall created a vibrant and festive shopping environment. Local traders now hope to maintain this momentum throughout the January sales period and build on Monaco's status as a welcoming destination for discerning shoppers. The Monégasque Digital Security Agency celebrated its 10th anniversary at the Yacht Club de Monaco on January the 6th in the presence of His Serene Highness Prince Albert II and key dignitaries. Director Frédéric Fautrier reflected on a decade of progress in protecting state services and critical national infrastructure against cyber attacks. While such threats often go unreported, they occur regularly, and thanks to the agency's strategic frameworks and infrastructure support, have so far been successfully contained. Over the past decade, Monaco has strengthened its cybersecurity laws and regulations, enabling the agency to assist institutions in reinforcing their information systems and reducing risks. Fautrier highlighted a significant increase in skills and readiness across the Principality's digital ecosystem. With few victims reported, he concluded, the work done over the last 10 years has clearly paid off. At a New Year press conference on January the 7th, Société des Bains de Mer chairman Stéphane Valéry reviewed a strong year and previewed major projects ahead. Revenue rose by 10% in the first half of 2025 to 2026, with a net profit of €127 million. Over 30,000 people gathered in Casino Square for New Year's Eve, double the previous year. Key 2025 highlights included the launch of the Monte Carlo Cigar Club and new luxury experiences at the Hôtel de Paris. Looking ahead, major renovations are underway at the Hotel Hermitage and Monte Carlo Bay, while the Café de Paris Casino will be transformed into one of Europe's leading slot-focused venues. SBM also announced its first expansion abroad, with a Courchevel hotel opening in 2027 and a Monégasque restaurant concept launching in Dubai. Longer-term plans include new rooms, expansions, and real estate projects in Monaco. SBM's recruitment day on January 8th will offer over 1,000 seasonal jobs for the year ahead. Lucas Dubois begins his presidency of the Monaco Junior Chamber of Commerce this month with a clear ambition to amplify the voice and impact of 18 to 40-year-olds in the Principality. Building on a 3-year plan focused on entrepreneurship, Dubois will prioritize innovation, economic attractiveness, and empowering young professionals. He announced a new initiative, Monaco Junior Impact, which will involve students in year-long projects with social or environmental goals, culminating in real-world implementation. Maintaining a strong link with education and youth is central to his vision. Dubois also aims to make the JCE a leading generator of ideas and a key contributor to Monaco's development. Speaking from experience, he encourages young entrepreneurs and professionals to join the JCE, citing its network, support, and inspiration as life-changing. As he leads the association into 2026, Dubois promises a presidency driven by collaboration, purpose, and a shared commitment to shaping Monaco's future. The Roca team made an emphatic start to 2026 in the EuroLeague, cruising past Partizan Belgrade 101-84 at the Salle Gaston Médecin on Tuesday, January 6th. From the tip-off, the Roca team controlled the pace, defended aggressively, and shared the scoring, quickly exposing a Partizan side short on confidence. Monaco built a solid first-half lead, then snuffed out a brief Serbian revival after the break by turning up the defensive intensity. With every player getting on the scoresheet, the win sealed a 6th straight victory and confirmed Monaco's status as one of the competition's heavy hitters heading into the business end of the season. The Roca team continued its strong EuroLeague run on Thursday, January 8th, with a 101-92 win away against Valencia, securing a 5th straight victory. Despite missing Daniel Theis, Monaco broke the game open early in the 4th quarter, led by Nemanja Nedovic's 11-point burst off the bench. Mike James added a double-double as Monaco climbed into 2nd place in the standings after 21 games, level with Valencia and just 1 win behind leaders Hapoel Tel Aviv. Next up, our exclusive interview with the personalities making the Principality.
My name is Nicholas Frankel. I'm the chairman CEO of My Yacht Group. I grew up in the UK, but I was always traveling with my father, who was already in Formula One for all of his life. So I was very fortunate to run around on his coattails, going to Grand Prix, even at the age of 7, 8, 9 in Zandvoort and Brands Hatch and Silverstone. He's 87 and he's still an automotive writer, and he's published every month, writing for Forza magazine in the United States, which I also contribute to. He also writes for the Auto Channel and he's been writing his whole life. He's been very instrumental in helping me along in my career, in my social life, and of course with the passion of Formula One, and responsible for bringing me to Monaco in the first place. And my first job was actually commentating for BBC Radio on Formula One, and I used to dial in from the tracks. It cost me more to dial in than I got paid. I think I got paid £10 per segment, which was still a nice amount of money, but not a lot of money when you had to go to the race. and report from the race. I then was hired by Asprey, which was the Queen's jeweler, and who at the time in 1995, it was just after the Olympics, 95, 96, they started a sponsorship of the Ferrari Formula One team. And that's when I first started the idea of hosting a super yacht soiree with a very small group of people, which was highly curated. When the sponsorship finished with Asprey, a lot of the guests were calling me saying, can you help us come back to the Monaco Grand Prix? You seem to know everybody and we'd like to go back with my wife and blah, blah, blah. And we'd like a hotel, Hermitage or the Hotel de Paris. And I said, yes, of course, I'd love to help you. And it ended up being a job. And my father said to me, what on earth are you doing for all these people? You have 3 telephones running at the same time just to help people. And I thought I must find a way to manage this. And that's when I started creating a super yacht venue whereby these types of very special people would be around like-minded guests. And my business card says connecting the world's most interesting people. And I always say that if you're in the room, congratulations, because you must be interesting, otherwise I wouldn't have invited you. We have a very bespoke group of partners and also my community of invested companies. So, my space, we'll bring one of our astronauts to talk about space, even the opportunity to fly to space, which we've been doing now successfully for 5 years. It's unique content, and the brand partners that we work with are very select, they're very quiet. They want to bring their own clients and engage them in a safe environment. And of course, they want to develop new relationships, qualified individuals, which we can guarantee because we know who we're dealing with and who we're personally inviting. We have a team here that we use when we're doing our events here for the Grand Prix. Then we obviously have also staff in the United States because half of our events are in the United States. And then we deploy locally depending upon where we are. For us, it's about the invitations and the connection. When we do events in Hong Kong, we call our friends in Hong Kong. And the local people say, well, how do you know these people in Hong Kong? You don't live in Hong Kong. So how do you know the biggest families in Hong Kong? Because we don't even know them. So, well, they're all in St. Bart's with us on the yacht. Or they came to the Monaco Grand Prix. Oh, okay, wow. Okay, so you have this global network, this global community. So it's quite unique, it's quite bespoke. We're very proud to create these environments for these guests and for the brand partners. So it's really a global community that we're putting together. People often ask me, why do I live in Monaco? And I explain to them there's many great benefits, and health and safety and certainly the security of my children and the residents is paramount, particularly when we see what's going on around us. One of the great advantages of living here is that, as I explain to people, everybody who's interesting comes to Monaco at least once a year. There is an event or a function or a conference, not just in sport, but in business as well, every single week. There's a very close proximity to the event. They're at the Grimaldi Forum, they're in the port, the Classic was just here, then you have the insurance conference, and of course we have the yachting show, we have the Formula One, then you have the horse jumping, and you have the tennis. I walk out of my apartment, I walk 150 yards and I'm sitting on the center court watching Alcaraz, and another, incredible player, and they're living in my building, and I walk back and they're in the elevator and it was a good match today. So where else can you get to do that? That's very special, very, very special. And with a lot of young entrepreneurs who've made some success, they've moved to Monaco, there's a lot of action around. People want to look at investments, look at opportunities. It's very easy to stay busy in Monaco. You don't have to be flying around and chasing conferences around. There's a lot of interesting energy happening in Monaco. And I salute the Monaco Economic Board and the government and everything that they're doing, because I think genuinely, having been here for most of my life, it's working. At some point, I'm sure some company will come along and say, hey, listen, we would love you to participate in our bigger group, and can we buy you? And maybe one day I will, or maybe I'll just continue what I'm doing because I live my lifestyle and I love what I do and I love the people being around me, and I can't wait to host a dinner or a yacht reception and connect people.
That's all for today. Thank you for watching NEWS.MC, your English rendezvous on Monaco Info. Discover the full interview and more stories on our websites, NEWS.MC and MonacoInfo.com. Next week, we will receive Guido Giovanelli from BPM Exclusive. This show is intended to provide a summary of the past week's top stories for the English-speaking audience. For daily and real-time news updates in English, please visit NEWS.MC and subscribe to our free daily newsletter. For French news, visit MonacoInfo.com. This show was brought to you by Monaco Legend Properties.